YouTube Zodiacs, what's good? Is your favorite Gemini? KashDaGemini back with episode 21 of the Cashing Out show. And today I have Piggy picks with me. Man, it's gonna be an interesting show. Well, actually, I was going to start somewhere else, but I'll hold it. I'll hold it. How's it going today?
Man, it's going well. Much appreciation for having me on. I'm still sitting here vibing to your theme song. Catch it.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know who made that. I don't know who made that. No.
Let's get
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. That's me on the intro, man. Appreciate it. Most definitely. I got a question to actually ask you, and I'm gonna make sure I remember it. Somebody had said something on the Facebook group when um, I had posted the like the thumbnail, so I'm gonna make sure I ask that. But just to get to the chat real quick, Rome Ross, what's good, man? Appreciate you being here, Rome. Looks like we also got Chase in the building. Dennis Perez, what's going on, man? Aiden Martinez, what's good, bro? What's good? Casual Nerd Problems in the building. What's up, man? Vane21 says, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? See who else we got here, man. Spoilers tonight. Man, hey, man, what you talking about, man? We watching Aquaman over here, bro. Aquaman. What's going on, Warren Dante? What up, Gemini Squad? That's right, bro. That's right. Where's Fatal at? Where's Fatal at? Let's see here. Who else we got in here? Luke. What's going on, Luke? Deminator, what's good, man? What's good? So, man, where I want to start at with you is, we did the thumbnail, right? And I'm gonna actually see if I can pull the thumbnail up, man, because we did the thumbnail, and I was very like, you know what I mean? I was looking for the thumbnail, some to create, and then somebody had said something. It was like, J Rod from Detroit. What up, though? Appreciate you being here, man. Someone was like, "Yo, we finally got well, not finally, but we've got a Green Lantern fan." So, is
Yes.
Green Lantern your favorite superhero?
Green Lantern is my favorite DC superhero.
DC.
Kind of got
Okay.
here, if you can see him, but right here behind me, my jacked up
Oh
Splinter.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh
sir.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I have quite a few Jon Stewart Green Lantern pieces. A couple of different scales. Anything that shirt right there that I'm rocking, yeah, Jon
Hmm.
Stewart for sure is my favorite. I'm still in my mind hoping that we kind of see him in some type of Zack Snyder type of sequel or something with my guy Idris Elba playing him. I think he would knock that out the park. But for sure, he is my favorite DC superhero.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I don't know if Idris is gonna do it, not because it's like the acting capability, but with the whole Zack Snyder thing, I don't know if that's something that's gonna happen. Possibly, you never know, never say never, but I don't know.
Well, he's been dropping like a few teasers, and then we got that merger that's going through. As a matter of
Hmm.
fact, it may be going through this month. So I think once they're kind of under discovery, they were saying they want to get the fans what they want, and they
Yeah,
released the Snyder Cut was like the biggest internet campaign I believe ever. So it's what the people want. I think they're going to deliver it.
yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt.
I'm hoping.
Um, Chasing, I damn near recognize every name in this chat. All 18 of you guys live with us, man. I love to see it. I agree with you, Chasing. Love to see it, man. So did you like the ending to the Zack Snyder Snyderverse? Did you like that with all the Justice League heroes?
Like that nightmare scene with like Jared Leto's Joker and all of them. I think that was like
No, like more towards the end when you see Martian Manhunter and
yeah,
like I was kind of like, oh snaps, like
yeah,
hey y'all better
yeah.
do this, man.
I was hyped up for that. I was straight hyped up when he came through. Man, the little child Piggy on the inside was jumping up and down. Man, that was dope. It kind of put me reminiscent to, and this kind of ties in with Jon Stewart Green Lantern as well. Him and Martian Manhunter became like two of my favorite characters, always from the comics. But when they did the like 2000s, maybe it was like 2005 Justice League cartoon that was coming on the Cartoon Network, man, I thought they killed it. They wrote them perfectly, and man, they they kind of knocked it out the park for me. So I've been kind of like on a quest, just saying before I maybe breathe my last breath, I got to see them in live action. Definitely.
Yeah, all right, man. Okay, okay. Um, I'm trying to think. Like when I watched the movie, I personally thought that it was a better flick than
We
the
didn't.
regular version.
Yeah, yeah, man. It was like a completely different movie.
Completely different movie. Yeah.
When I saw that Joss Whedon cut, I was underwhelmed. I was really kind of like, I'm gonna be honest. I was like, yeah, this was garbage. Like I could have. It wasn't the worst movie I've ever saw, but I could have skipped it. Like I think I was in the movie theater, and when it ended, I was like, I could have watched this at the house. Like just waited for it to, air on cable or something like that. And then when we got that Snyder cut, man, I actually had a few friends over. We sitting around eating snacks, watching a movie. By the time it got like maybe 30 minutes in, we was like, man, it had blown away our expectations because we thought it was going to be the same movie with just maybe a couple of different scenes that they spliced back in. And man, it blew my expectations. And he wanted Green Lantern in that movie as well, but I think he was saying that the big wigs, I don't know if it was Walter Hamada, but they told him that he could not use the character. So I know it's
Hey,
coming.
I'm laughing. I'm laughing because so on my end, like you can look at the live chat, right, and you can see how the numbers, right. So as we went on, it was going from 0 to 7 to 12 to 15 to 18, and I promise you, you could see people coming in. And it went from 18 to 22, and the minute you said movie, it went from 22 to 18. People was like, "Nope, he might be talking about the Batman." Nope, like,
No,
it's like for me, it was just like, I'm out. People was like, "Hey, I'm out. I'm out. I'm not even taking the chance. I'm out."
I have not saw the Batman, and I do not. Matter of fact, I don't even give spoilers. I dang near have been laying low on YouTube lately and almost had to like unsubscribe or kind of take the notification bell off a few people just
Yeah,
because every day I'm logging on and I hear this character, that character, and I'm like, even when they say spoiler free in the title, like 2 minutes into the conversation, they drop in whole plots and stuff. So yeah, I would never do that.
yeah, that's what I heard. About a couple people, was talking, and then all of a sudden it was like, one hint after another hint after another hint, and then it's like, oh, dude, I kind of know what was supposed to happen now.
Yeah.
But it's cool, man. So tell me a little bit about the channel, man, because for this week's episode, we have a content creator. You're a fellow collector out there, so tell me a little bit about your collecting journey.
Oh wow. So I've been collecting my whole life, just maybe not necessarily statues. What got me into the statues. So this is funny. I started out with I didn't even know about quarter scales and third scales. About 4 or 5 years ago, I was collecting the DC Direct 1/6 scale statues. It's kind of like the Justice League when they're standing on these like I got one in here, like these boomerang type of bases or whatever. And it was just kind of like, oh, it's a cool hobby. I was able to get Cyborg and again another Jon Stewart. So I just said, forget it. I'll get all the characters. I wasn't really into it. I wasn't feeling it. And then I kind of found out about the larger scales by mistake. And I mean, I was all on Sideshow and everything, and still had not saw the. I still hadn't saw the bigger scales. So I go over my guy Steve's house in Illinois, and he had a little storm statue. It was small, and I'm like, bro, where'd you get that? And he wouldn't tell me. So I started googling, and then boom, I find that storm that's behind me, and I'm like, man, that's big. I don't. Where am I gonna put a statue that big? And then I saw the
Yeah,
price, and I'm laughing because at the time the price was like maybe $300 and some dollars, $400 and some dollars. And at the time, I'm like, man, that's I'm laughing because that's or compared to what I've been paying for him lately. That's
compared to now, yeah,
that don't
compared
even
to now, it's like, hey, I go back any day.
yeah, yeah, it doesn't even cover the shipping. So I'm like, man, I can't drop that kind of money on the statue. And they had that version, and they had a version of her in white. And I mean, it was months. I kept it like in my favorites. I would go and look at it. So then it wasn't available anymore. It's like wasn't meant to be. So I'm on eBay selling something else, and I see the version in white and the version in black. Only difference is it was about an extra $200 and some in price. So that was me learning about the aftermarket. So if I wasn't gonna pay three something, I definitely wasn't gonna pay five something for a statue. So one day I think I had a rough day, and then I had got a bonus, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna get this one statue, and that's gonna be it. And then I went down the rabbit hole because she's sitting there,
Yeah.
and all these other, at that point, all the little 1/6 scale, nothing against the people that collect 1/6 scale, but once I got her, she
Yeah.
towered over them. I'm like, I can't. I threw them all in my sunroom, locked them up in the little cabinet, and I was like, all right, well now I gotta have a husband. I gotta have a Black Panther. And then it just kept going from there and there and there. And I was gonna slow down, and then I saw that Jon Stewart Green Lantern. I actually saw another Jon Stewart Green Lantern. It was like a custom, but I had no idea how to get customs. Mr. X kind of
Yeah.
put me on to who to contact to be able to get customs and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I can't. It was like it was close to $1,000, and I was like, I will never. And I was laughing because, of course, I didn't went past that. But I was like, I will never pay $1,000 for a statue. That's insane. And that don't even cover the shipping. But I started getting smaller Jon Stewarts, and I'm looking at this big Storm and this big Black Panther, and I was like, forget it. Got the Jon Stewart. And then it just kept going from there. And then I really went down the rabbit hole deep when I grew up in the 80s, and my favorite cartoons was like Thundercats, He-Man, G.I. Joe, Voltron. Saw Voltron, let it slip through my fingers. I'm still trying to get this Voltron. He's on eBay now for like $2,800. So I can honestly say that's not happening yet.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I had to get
It's
the Skeletor, and it was over. Once I
it,
get
it's crazy because you know, around that time, I had somebody had asked, for like a picture or something, and I actually had a couple hot toys. It was Michael Myers, Jason, and Freddy. I didn't know they were hot toys at the time. I thought, because I had somebody else that told me about Sideshow at that time, so I thought that was the best of the best to offer. Because like I was on the site, but you didn't know anything about YouTube channels. You didn't know anything about collecting community. You didn't know anything about like really the site. Like I saw a couple hot toy things, so I was like looking at those, and I actually had bought those three. And it's crazy because at that time I was probably making the most money that I've ever made in my life. And I look back on it, and I look at the year. We talking 2007, we talking 2014 to 2019 from a financial standpoint in that time, and learning about it 2017, 2018. I'm like, man, I could have had Thanos on throne. I could have had the Doom on throne. It's so many. And then when you look back at them prices, you like, damn, y'all got that for like $350.
yes, yes, man,
Batman Batcave shipping is $350.
man. I got to tell you something about in a second, but yeah. So that Voltron that I want, that's like my grill piece. It was like $350 something or something like that when I first saw it, and I was like, man, I'm not getting that. The thing $2,800 now. I still want it. I can't bring myself to consciously pay for that right now, but yeah, I let so many pieces like slip through my hands because I was like, I think that's outrageous. $600, $700. I'm like, they are crazy. That's highway robbery. And then you go and look, the same pieces now like 2 G's, not including shipping, taxes, all of that. Um, yeah, but
Yeah,
once I got that Skeletor, man, because I am a huge He-Man fan. When I got the Skeletor, I was like, all right, I'm gonna get the Evil Lyn, and that's it. I'm gonna have the Skeletor and the Evil Lyn. Long as I have a companion piece, I'm good. The pandemic started, and I got on eBay, and I know it may seem kind of wrong to take advantage of people that's selling because times are hard, but people had their whole like Masters of the Universe line for sale. I was bargaining, probably lowballing a few people. Next thing you know, He-Man, Thundercats, Mumra, like 30 statues later, 2 years into the pandemic, and still waiting on a few module cases. And here we go.
So, how do you feel about the pandemic? Well, actually, before we get there, I just want to have you. Somebody had, they said talking about DC, but Piggy is clearly surrounded by more Marvel statues.
All right, Walt and Chunky. So, so like I just said, I'm waiting on some module cases. But in the time that I've been waiting on module cases, I'm almost tempted to just get some custom shelving built. So my statues are actually split up into like 3 different spots. So if you ever check like on my channel, I'm in a blue room at my desk. That's kind of where the bulk of my DC stuff is. And then I have a workout room where I work out, and I got like most of my like He-Man and Thundercat stuff. So I probably have just as much Marvel. I'm sorry, just as much DC as I do Marvel. Yeah, it's about 50-50. I'm just in here
Okay.
now.
Yeah, what's being shown? I got you. Um, so do you feel like the pandemic has, I guess, how should I put this? Do you feel the pandemic has made collectors collect more? Like, as off-putting as that may sound, like you're inside more, um, you have more time to browse the web and look at these, objects, whether it's videos, whether it's reviews, unboxings, whatever it is. Do you feel like that's played a major part in somebody like yourself or people into, hey, I'm gonna get this Storm, I'm gonna get this Cyclops, just because you're more involved in it.
Yeah, I think so for a couple of reasons. Well, like you said, number one, everybody like I started working from home immediately. They sent my whole
Yep.
home. So before I even started diving into statues, I was actually spending more money on stuff that I had been putting off for years. Like it's like, oh, I need to replace that door. But I'm only home for like an hour or two before it's time for me to go to bed. So it wasn't a big deal. Now I'm home all day. So the door is staring at me. So I'm replacing the door. I'm like all the stuff
Man,
on this.
I seen more people at Home Depot, Lowe's,
And
Hobby
that's
Lobby.
good.
And I'm like, y'all, where's this money coming from?
Yeah, it drove up the price of wood. I'm like, man, let me get
Yeah.
tree done. I was like, all right, let me see if I'm gonna get the same quote. Yeah, so that's kind of put off once I saw the price of wood. So I'm in the house, I'm looking at my statues and stuff, and I'm like, man, I need some companion pieces, or man, like I guess I could treat myself to one
Yeah.
like, every couple of months. And then when I went on eBay, unfortunately, like a lot of people were laid off during that time or just let go, so they were selling their collection. So
Yeah.
every time I log on, like say for example, I was looking for the Slimer that I had recently did a video on from
Hmm.
HCG. I go on there to look for the Slimer, but I'm like, oh, that go that Orko from the He-Man line. I gotta throw him in the cart because you know that what is it? FOMO, fear of missing out. I'm like, if I
Yeah.
don't grab him, he gonna be gone, or the price gonna be 3 times as much the next day. So I'm grabbing everything left and right. And then the other component is, and I could just speak for myself. I think like the world changed for everybody, like your whole routine, everything that
Hmm.
was going on as far as what was happening in the pandemic. So I don't know if I was like maybe subconsciously depressed, but I realized like I was on the internet more. I was
Yeah.
definitely in the house more. And I think like some people are motion shocked and don't even realize they're doing it. Like you can get a rush or a thrill out of just throwing stuff in the eBay cart or an Amazon cart. I was
Oh
literally getting
yeah.
a rush from just bargaining with the people, getting the stuff shipped here, and then it would get here and sit in the box for like 3 weeks because I wouldn't even care about it once it got once it got to the crib. It was just the rush.
That's funny you say that because I got something on Sideshow Seconds and it's just sitting in the box over there. That's funny you say that.
Man, so quick pivot about stuff sitting in the box. First thing is I got a Red Sun Batman that's downstairs in the box. Been in the box. I haven't even opened it to see if it's, to inspect it or anything. So I may
Yeah.
do it tonight. And then I almost got out the hobby over the summer. We had some flooding down here in Georgia. Like it rained every day in the summer. And long story short, some water had got in where my statues were, and I had like some of them got damaged. And I
Oh
got
man.
down about it. I was like, man, forget it. I ended up fixing them, but they sat there like I just boxed them up in the closet for like a couple of months. I was like, I'm out of it. I should have never been spending that much money on a statue. And around that time, I had a Hordak from Masters of the Universe come, and it sat in the box from like the middle of the summer up until like maybe October, November. Like, I
Hmm.
was, man, let me just glue these statues together, see what I can salvage. I was like, at least let me start with opening this Hordak. And when I opened it, it was the best painted statue. He's not even my favorite character, but it was the best painted statue I had ever had in my possession. And it kind of motivated me. I had a whole little statue hospital fixing them up, repairing the wounds, and then boom, I was right back in filling that card up.
Damn, that's what's up, man. That's a crazy story, but at least it all worked out,
Yeah.
Um, man, yeah, that's crazy. At least it worked out. So let me share this, with you guys real quick here, because we had JP on who did that Voltron, as well as Amikar who did the Master of the Universe stuff. Is this the Hordak you're referring to?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Okay,
When
yeah.
I see him in person, like the picture doesn't do it justice. I wasn't even excited about it. I watched
Hmm.
that thing and I was like, man, like the colors were popping. It was like it was custom painted.
How do you feel about this Mirror Man? I don't know if this is one you're picking up.
So, man, I probably got so many stories. We'll be on here to midnight.
No, hey, you're good, man. No time limit.
So hurt about this merman. So I love the merman, and I had him like RSVP. So as soon as he went up for availability, I could grab him. So not to bring religion into it, but I can't. I'm Hebrew, so I can't shop from like sundown Friday to sundown Saturday.
Okay.
So I'm in Houston for a conference or whatever. I'm like, man, when is that merman gonna become available? So Friday roll around, I get a notification he ready. As soon as I go to check out, I look outside, it's dark. So I couldn't make the purchase. So I was like, all right, as soon as the sun go down tomorrow, which was gonna be Saturday, I'm getting it. Man, I'm looking at the clock like a kid and on Christmas. I'm just waiting. And then as soon as it get dark, I go to sold out. So I had to wait list. The version that I wanted, the exclusive with the Trident.
Yeah, right here. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 I mean, the regular come with both the swap out heads, and I think both the heads are dope. But I like the Trident better than the sword. So
Yeah.
rather than just get the regular version, I let them waitlist me for the Trident version because a lot of
Okay.
people tell me once they waitlist it, it converts to an order pretty soon. So
Yep.
yeah, because I feel like, man, it's people. I feel like if I would have got the regular version, I would have been like scavenging around looking for that swap out.
Yeah. Especially when it's still there, just hold tight.
Yeah,
And just to ask you, real quickly, if you're okay, now with the religion there, does that ever and also kind of piggyback into what you were saying before, like, excuse me, being on eBay and other things during the pandemic, but specifically about the religion there, does that ever make you be like, you kind of touched on like being more of a kid, like kind of like waiting for Christmas, like that, that Christmas Eve feeling. Your parents is like, "Hey, you gotta go to bed," but you like, "Nah, I gotta wait for Santa." Is it kind of like that a little bit?
man, it's straight up like that. The anticipation is like I couldn't even go to sleep because I'm like, man, I can't wait for it to get dark that next day so I could order that merman. Man, I'm running to my tablet. I think it was like I was at like a scripture meeting or something like that. And then everybody was
Mhm.
like, all right, we gonna stay around and talk. I'm like, nah, I gotta get back to my hotel room. I'm like running to get to the tablet, open, and I ain't even. I still had the window up, so I go to sideshow. It was gone. It was gone.
And
And
this was all day one, right? Or
it was day one. I had
day
been
one, yeah.
repeat from when they first announced it. So no lie, I'm sitting there
Mhm.
like, when are they gonna put this? It was that Friday morning. I was like, when are they gonna put this merman up? And then boom, it happened. But like at sundown, so I couldn't even grab it. So I was like, you know what? If it's meant for me to have it, I'll get it. I'll get my hands on it eventually. And that's the
Yeah,
one thing
no.
I'm learning. Like, don't you ain't got to break your neck if you feel like you missed out because it'll somebody gonna get rid of it. They'll get an
Yeah,
opportunity.
yeah. Definitely, no doubt, man. Watson says, I feel for you. YouTube fulfilled my complete lack of social interaction during the first year of the pandemic.
Man,
Most definitely. Uh,
Walton.
Toy Plus 101. What's good? What's good, Miguel? Appreciate you being here, boss. And then Vane has a question for you. He says, I may have missed it, but does Piggy have the tweeter head tell you on PO?
Yes, sir. I got that Tila on PO. I couldn't get the exclusive where she's holding like the snake rod, but I got
Yeah.
where she's holding the sword. Yep, that's the version I have on PO.
Okay. Yeah, no doubt.
I got a few
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah,
Um,
that's crazy, man. These and the ESs on these are pretty low too.
I think, and see, that's the version I wanted with the stab.
Yeah.
But my thing is, and this is what upsets me, is like I know I'll get that stab, but I'm gonna be mad because this is gonna be somebody on eBay probably selling the swap out arm for almost the complete price of the whole statue. You know, a lot of people get over with that, just saying like, "Hey, we're gonna swap out the gun for the sword, but we want $150," and it's like for a limb. So but I think Tila may still be available because it's a lot of controversy around her character right now because it's two new Masters of the Universe flicks that's shows that's out on
Hmm.
Netflix right now. It's the Kevin Smith
Right.
Revelation and like that 3D kind of one. And on that Revelation one, before it came out, it was a lot of people saying we heard this gonna be all about Tila and he
So
may
John.
not even be there. And Kevin Smith was like, "No, it's gonna be He Man. It's gonna be He Man." And when it dropped, it was a whole Tila show with like a special guest appearance by He Man. So a lot of people kind of start like turning on her character, and I think that's the reason that she's still available, even with
Oh
her.
wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, man. True words. If you miss a piece when it comes out, be patient. I have pieces I thought I'd never get.
Yep.
No doubt, man. So what's been your experience on off of eBay specifically? Do you feel like you're able to maybe work out a deal with the seller on eBay, or they typically are kind of stiflers where it's like, hey, if it's $400, it's $400.
No, it's been my experience. Probably 9 times out of 10, I've been able to negotiate. I know,
Yeah,
but I always lowball. Like you can be like, I want $2,000 for this. 600. The worst you can say is no. So it's like,
yeah, yeah,
or we meet in the middle somewhere. Even if I spend like 1,000, it's still better than the 2,000, especially when you add in like shipping and taxes. But I'm honestly, as of like the past couple of weeks, I'm not enjoying eBay like I did anymore because they updated kind of like their user, like how you can operate on there. So like before, if you're selling Iron Fist and you like, I want $2,000, and I'm like, all right, now I'm gonna offer you 1,400. We go back and forth, and then you say, all
hmm
right, 1,800, boom. Now it's like as soon as I go to bid on it, no matter what the price is, they want my card information, or they want to know you got to put in like your full payment information, like you checking out.
yeah,
So you can't
yeah.
really get a good negotiation going because it's like it kind of like I don't know. It's not the same type of experience. I don't get that rush like I used to. I like the haggle.
No, hey, no doubt, man. You gotta do what you want. Gotta do to get the price that you want. Sometimes all they can say is no at the end of the day.
Right.
Um, but so that you have a piece behind you, XM Studios Black Panther.
Yes,
Do you
sir.
recommend anybody getting that piece or still able to get that piece?
I do. I do. And I'm going to tell you why. And it's not because somebody asked this, Jon Stewart, my favorite character. He's my favorite DC. And T'Challa is pretty much my favorite Marvel character. But so it was a journey getting that, man. And that's another one that I couldn't get when I had the first chance, but I waited and it came back around. Man, I went through hell with this character just trying to get a decent statue. And I thought I had like a black, I did a video about this Black Panther on Throne that I had, and I sold
Oh
it
yeah,
in a
yeah.
bad statue collector group. Um, man, so I almost got scammed with the first company that was producing that piece. And I had to like go through all these loops. I got all my money back. So then
Okay.
I finally find somebody. I'm like, man, when I get this Black Panther on Throne, it's gonna be so dope. I waited forever. I mean, forever for it to get ready to ship. And some told me, like, I'm looking at the dude's merchandise that sold it to me. I'm like, man, he got a lot of 1/5 scales. I hope he remember I ordered quarter scale. I hit him up and he's like, yeah, the studio discontinued the quarter scale. They only had a fifth scale and it's already shipped. You can send it back free of charge or you can keep it and I'll refund you the difference. And I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll keep it. Refund me the difference.
Yeah, yeah,
Got it. It was all right. I was underwhelmed. I think what did it was, in my head, I'm just waiting for like months and months for this big quarter scale. I get the fifth scale, and it wouldn't have been that bad, but I put him next to Storm, and it looked like he could be sitting on her lap. And I'm like, that's not a good look. He was like microscopic compared to her. So that was waiting and waiting for sideshows. I don't care for the sideshow that they just produced. His arms are like to the floor to me.
hmm
Arms are too long. They say Chadwick Boseman had long arms like that, so it's true to life. I don't like it. So I actually got a custom that I have on PO right now. That's pretty dope. But it's just like, man, it's been a journey trying to get a decent quarter scale Black Panther. And it's like, man, this character, I mean, the movie broke box office records. What is it going to take to
yeah.
get decent quarter scale T'Challa? So for now, that's the best piece that I've been able to come across, and that's the best one that I've saw.
Better than the one you have coming.
All right, so the one that I had coming to describe it is like a stone panther face, and then he's like crouched down on top of it. So
hmm
the pose is better, and I think the base is yeah. Honestly, yeah, I would say it's better, but I'm
Okay.
still gonna keep that one too.
Okay, you're gonna keep both.
Yeah, every blue moon, I got a rule not to have too many of the same character unless it's my favorite. So I got two He-Man. I have two.
All right. Okay. 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 Hey, I know the one. I know the fan art one you're talking about. Yeah, I know the fan art one you're talking about. Yeah, that's crazy, man. So far as like you getting into this hobby, obviously you said it was a friend that had had got something in, and you kind of start researching from there. Um, it's crazy because like I said, I had knew about Sideshow before. I got those three Hot Toys, which I didn't know were Hot Toys. Then I came back to it a couple years later, and it was all for me from watching DCX one day, and I was watching Batman Statue Collector, and then from there, that's history is the rest. What actually got you into liking comics, characters, movies, video games, books, etc.? Was it something from your childhood, a family member, anything like that?
So when I was little, my older cousins were they were fanatics about Star Wars. So two of my cousins, they had every Star Wars figure you could ever think of, imagine, everything. The Ewoks, as I was bringing up the other day in your chat, Chewbacca, like the ships,
Ewoks, baby.
the Ewoks. I mean, they had everything. And then when G.I. Joe came around, another cousin was kind of into G.I. Joe. I didn't have anything that I liked that much to collect like that at first. Let me tell you a quick detour. Um, so just to let y'all know, I grew up in I'm a 70s baby. I grew up in the 80s. So we didn't get timeouts and stuff. It has something to do with me probably taking.
You born in the 70s?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Man. All right, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead, man. Y'all using that that Steve Rogers serum over here, man. Go ahead, bro.
I think it might be I eat like vegan and raw half the time, so that might be it. But so it was this series that was out called Spectre Man, and I loved Spectre Man. Like I trying to look at it now, it's so horrible, but I lived, breathed everything Spectre Man. So we had an agreement that as long as I get on the honor roll, I keep straight A's, I can pick out whatever I want every time we get our report card. So I have been dropping hints that I wanted this Spectre Man like every day for months. We get to the Woolworth, and I was like, there go the Spectre Man. And my mom said, nah, you can't have him. And I'm like at this point, I'm like, I'm lied to. Y'all told me I can get whatever I wanted. So she goes, you can get the villains, you can get one of his friends, like one of the other characters, but you can't get the Spectre Man. So it's Chicago at this time. It's like full of snow outside. I put the Spectre Man under my coat. And so we get to the door, and she's like, it's cold outside. I got to zip your coat up. I try to pull away. The Spectre Man fall out the coat. Long story short, and again, this is a long time ago. She beat my ass in the store, in the parking lot, when we got home. Then she like, when your dad come home, started.
Oh man, she told the other parent.
It was worse.
Oh.
They on the phone with the aunts and they're like, yeah, this dude stole the Spectre Man and all of this and that. So then they tell me, they like, dude, you so smart that you stupid. You couldn't figure it out when we told you can get any character but him. You thought we weren't listening. We already got you that Spectre Man. That's why we were saying get one of the villains, one of the friends. And they like, so now you want punishment. You're going to sit this Spectre Man on your dresser. You're going to look at him every day, but you can't open the box. So I'm like, mind you, and it's the only time I ever got in trouble too. Like I was a favorite. Never been on punishment, never got yelled at, nothing. So I'm still in shock that I got a ass whooping, excuse my language. And so after that, by the time they was like, you can open the Spectre Man, I'm like, man, I don't even want it. Forget it. I'm done. I don't want anymore. Until He-Man came around, it was a wrap. Yeah, Richard, that the ass whooping was no joke.
Shout out Rich, man.
all the cousins and siblings and friends, they making fun of me because I was the golden child. I never got in trouble, and they like, yeah, I bet you having fun in that room looking at that Spectre Man. So it was the talk of the neighborhood. Everybody at school, they like, yeah, I heard you got a Spectre Man. So I was done until He-Man came around, and then I had to have all the Masters of the Universe figures. The Mattels, I had every last Mattel figure. Foolishly,
Man.
when I hit like maybe 12 years, I was like 11 to 12. I was like, I can't have all these toys around. I'm too old for it. I didn't outgrew them. Bagged them up, took them to the rummage, thrift store, whatever, sold them, never looked back. And now if I could go back and get one of them toys, gave them away for free. And started all.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy. So how do you feel this hobby would be? I don't want to say like if we were younger, but like, do you think there's anybody out there who has to ask a parent, and I mean, when I say ask a parent, I mean somebody that's like 15, 16, 17, who really likes Captain America, and they know Sideshow is coming out with one. And they really want the Sideshow Captain America or XM or whatever company. Do you think there's a collector out there that's actually that young that's starting their journey now?
I do because
But they can only get like one a year on like Christmas and birthdays, so like two a year.
yeah, I do. I know two like children in my own family that since they've saw like some of the pieces that I have, or they'll see me like kind of
Yeah,
on the internet, like scouting out for pieces. That's my late night thing. About 1 o'clock in the morning, if I can't sleep, I'm scrolling through, different statues. So they're like, oh man, like one of them saw Goku. They like Dragon Ball Z crazy,
oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I showed one of them Flinkster's channel because he had like a whole bunch of Dragon Ball Z pictures. It was
Mm.
I think like their parents was cussing me out like, now they coming home asking for some $400, Dragon Ball Z statue. And I'm like, hey, you know what I mean? Get it for them. Just let them know
Yeah,
you got to take care of it. You got to appreciate it. Make them work for it. Tell them, if I got to tell you about your chores, then that's one more week that you can't get it, or X amount I'm taking off. If your grade slip, you're not going to get it, blackmail them with it.
but you like, can you imagine having this and like your buddy coming over? You know what I'm saying? You 15, 16, and your buddy see this, this big old green goblin, this big old Spider Man, and it's like I mean, people would just be wondering, like, "Yo, man, like, how you get that? How much is that? Where you get that from?"
Yeah,
Even more so than what we do now, you know?
yeah, man, it's crazy, and I can't imagine because, like I said, even when I was a teenager, at that time, foolishly, I thought I was too old for like all the different pieces and stuff like that. But I would still check out different toys that like younger people in the family would have. And every blue moon, I would go over to somebody's house, and they would have certain things like we took martial arts class as teenagers, and one of my guys, we go over to his house. His dad was in the Navy. They had swords, all like even in his room. He had like
Hmm.
katana blades and swords. And I'm sitting there. I mean, I know it's not statues, but it was just like my mind was blown. Like, where you
Yeah.
get this from? How do you get your hands on these? How much do they cost? And then hearing the price and knowing like my dad ain't going for that. Like, there's no way I'm gonna get my hands on this. And then you get a little job, but as soon as I would get money, spend it on clothes or garbage or fast food or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's crazy because, like, even if you have a job at the, grocery store or something, you working 10, 15 hours a week, after high school or something. If you look at a payment plan, if the piece ain't coming out for a year, you got, 8 months on the payment plan, you talking $70 a month. It's like you really could have a nice collection by your senior year of high school. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I think at that age, like the I don't even think it's the dedication of making a payment plan. I think it's the fact of knowing you're not gonna get your piece for like 8 months. By like month
Oh,
number,
as a young kid, yeah,
yeah,
you ain't gonna go for that as a young dude. Nah, you ain't gonna
that's
go for that.
eternity. Because it's hard for me to wait now. You know what I mean? I'll be like, man, when is this coming out? I got like 3 orders on PO that's not coming out to November, and I'm already sitting here like trying to rush the time.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. So
Oh,
every man has a price. Every man has a price. I like that Power Man. How much?
oh man, that's a custom. I can't get rid of him. I do need
Say
that
he
vulture.
can't. And he said if you got a Voltron, it's an even trade.
Yup, he'll be in the middle of the night. You got Voltron.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no doubt. I knew this lady that collected clocks. I was weirded out. Hey, everybody has a hobby, I guess.
They do.
Is there anything that you would actually collect if you weren't in this hobby, or is there anything else that you do collect?
Man, I collect. Yeah, I do. And it's funny because we had you were doing a live the other night, and we had kind of touched on this. I actually still collect physical media, like Blu-rays, DVDs, 4K, and it's like the best thing. I think that's one of the smartest things that I've done because it's been a couple of times like when it rained here, the cable went out. We still had
Yep,
power.
man. Yep.
Went out. And like all the neighbors and stuff, they sitting around like it's nothing for them to watch because they don't have their DVD players or Blu-rays or
Yep.
consoles anymore. I'm like, man, I could ride it out. I got enough movies to you know what I mean, sit here to the next millennia and just sit here and watch them. So even when I download stuff, if I can get my hands on the physical media, I'll always.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nah, no doubt. I mean, unless it's something that's always on streaming services, I won't get the physical copy. But if it's like a classic, like like the Jason series, Halloween series, the Batman animated cartoon in the '90s with Kevin Conroy, I have all that stuff on Blu-ray. And it was a time last summer where the power went out for 4 days, and that's what I was doing. And it was cool to be able to be like, well, not the power, but the internet was out for 4 days, so we still had power. And it was cool to be able to, go through the selection, the catalog, and pop something in. And like, yeah, you didn't have the internet, but you at least had something to keep you preoccupied.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Matter of fact, like I was behind because I work a lot. So I was behind and seeing like a bunch of Marvel movies when we had that cable outage for those couple of days. So I got caught up on a whole bunch of. I was like, all right, it's no time like the present to sit here and kind of dive into the MCU or revisit some old series or something like that that I haven't watched in a long time, or even pop in like an old classic or something like that. So yeah, I will never get rid of my physical media, and
Yeah.
it comes in handy because low key I got like an old school VCR too and some old tapes. And somebody hit me up and was gonna pay me to use like some of those Disney movies because a lot of people do period pieces and they
Hmm.
pay you for that stuff. Like if you think about that show Stranger Things, they get no
Yeah.
masters and all of that stuff from somewhere. So I mean, it's a lucrative hobby for sure.
Yeah. No doubt. No doubt, man. No doubt. So what's the statue or the piece that you're looking forward to the most?
Um, So what's crazy? Well, I guess it's not since I got on the Ninja Turtle shirt. That last piece,
Oh
I'm
yeah.
looking forward to that last running piece. That's one of the ones that I was saying like I have it on PO, but I don't think it's coming till like October or November or something like that.
Now, just to confirm, I just want to make sure, we hearing you correctly. When you say Last Ronin, are you referring to the deluxe,
Yes, sir.
the
Oh,
Supreme edition?
absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. Because
Okay.
I feel like okay, yeah, that's a hefty price, but if you really think about it, those are four characters on
Yeah. Yeah.
and is making a statement too. So, I mean, I had to get that picture. I mean, that statue. And what's crazy, I was up in the air with two other statues that I was thinking about getting. Like, I wanted that Wonder Woman versus Hydra,
A
and
beautiful statue. Beautiful statue.
she's off the chain, nice. And then it's like a red Sonya versus like She Devil statue or something like that. It's
Okay.
all
Oh yeah. Yeah. With the snake. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're kind of similar, that Wonder Woman and that red Sonya, to each other.
Kind of.
And I thought they were super dope, but then I was like, all right, I'm not gonna buy two $1,600 statues at the same
Hmm.
time. So I gotta grab one. And then I had just picked up that Splinter, the Master Splinter from Mr. X.
PCS.
Yes. And then
Okay.
and then I got the Shredder, the sideshow kind of like cartoon version of Shredder that was
Yeah.
supposed to come out in February that I guess now is shipping in March. So I was like, I might as well stick to the Turtles and at least kind of complete that series.
Complete. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I wanted that Wonder Woman. I wanted that Wonder Woman bad.
So for you, with this piece here being a Supreme edition that you elected to go for over the collector's edition, which is just a single turtle, are you the type of collector? It's exclusive or bust. Do you have to get the exclusive, or is it just more lucrative to do so possibly down the line if you have to resell?
I think it's more lucrative to do so if I have to resell. And to be honest, it just depends on what the difference is. Kind of like when I was buying the Storm, or maybe even when I was buying the Jon Stewart, I think I only went with the exclusive version because it was just like maybe $10 more. But it's like if the regular version has the portrait that I'm gonna display, I don't
Yeah.
like the additional portrait or the additional pose or whatever.
Well, I guess when it comes to sideshow, we talking anywhere from as low as $5 I've seen to as high as $30. So between an extra $5 to $30, for the most part, I think it's safe to say it's not breaking anybody's bank if you're in this hobby. For the most part, I'll say.
Right.
However, if you're talking about Prime One, a regular to a DX might be $200, $300, $400. To where at that point it's like you said, if this cheaper one is everything I want, I might just go with that.
Yeah. So crazy that you mentioned Prime One because they had a Optimus Prime, kind of like an old school. No, I'm sorry, not Optimus Prime, Megatron. And yeah, the deluxe, the deluxe was like $500 more than the regular. And then I ended up just saying I'm not gonna get either one of them because I was like, this just gonna take me down the rabbit hole of the Transformers, and then be $1,000 in on that. So, but for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. So just to ask, because Luke is saying there's a fan art shredder being done with more detail than PCS. Would you prefer that? So are you a person who actually prefers getting your statues with a trusted company, or do you like to maybe straddle that line with with the fan art company, or fan art team?
To be honest, I'm team fan art because a lot of times you get statues quicker, or the character that you're waiting for quicker if you're going like custom route or fan art route. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, Batman statue collector would slap me if you heard me say this, but it's like you get 25 Batman every week. You get,
Hmm.
it's gonna be 10 Wolverines every single day. And it's like if you
Hmm.
complete a line, and it's like, all right, I got these 4 X-Men characters. I just need these other 5. But you're gonna get 5 more Wolverines while you're waiting on a Jubilee. And I understand like certain characters sell more, but it's just like,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I need a Jubilee. I have 17 Wolverines. Can we get like a Nightcrawler or something like that? So with Shredder, I haven't saw the fan art one yet, and I only got the one from PCS because I'm not even big on. I'm sorry, from Sideshow. And it's not that I'm big on the cartoon version; is that he actually had on the colors that I'm used to seeing
Hmm.
wearing. Because the version that I think Prime One did, he had on like this. I don't know if it was like burgundy outfit or something like that. It was just like a bunch of weird colors, and I got OCD, man. I would have been staring at that statue until I would have just ended up reselling them. So I was like, I'm gonna chill and wait for another shredder to come out, and it's the only one that I saw. So I haven't even saw the fan art yet.
Yeah, and a lot of times the company I feel like does try to play it safe because somebody has said, hey, PCS is doing, they have Ric Flair, they have The Rock, Undertaker, Stone Cold, Macho Man, Randy Savage, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warriors. They have 7 wrestlers that they've announced to this point. And somebody had said, hey, obviously Bret Hitman Hart would sell instantly, but somebody had said, on another post, they had said Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio, and the answer was basically, well, I don't know how they would sell, and I know maybe as a older wrestling fan, you may not want a Rey Mysterio, but it's like who wouldn't want an Eddie Guerrero if you're a true wrestling fan? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, I
Exactly.
just kind of feel like there's characters that I know would sell. Like I guarantee you, if you did Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio correctly, I guarantee you it would sell quicker than that Macho Man Randy Savage that they put out with no jacket on, no fancy glasses on or anything. I
But
wanted to voice that on there, but I knew the comment would get deleted or something, so I didn't voice it. And I just kind of kept it to myself. But I'm like, hey, you know what? On my YouTube channel, I can say what I want, baby. No, I'm just playing. But anyways, like I be because like, sometimes you want to voice stuff, but it's not worth it because at the end of the day, that's their company. They're gonna make what they want, and I've really learned that at the end of the day, the fan only matters when you're able to to pay your dollar. Like, and I'm just gonna flat out say that's personally how I feel. And I wish that, I made a comment before, and I said I wish that every company does this once a year, and the perfect time to actually do it will really be this time of the year when people getting their tax money, right? And I'll talk more about this on one of my shows, but once a year it should be a fan vote where the fans get to vote and a percentage of what character they want done in what's exact scale. Every company does it. Sideshow, XM, J&D, whatever, and they all put out one statue that the fans have voted on in the scale the fans want, the paint app that the fans want. Not no licensing. Oh, we can't give you purple because of Marvel. The hell with that. We want the scroll to be purple the way it should have been, not red. Not because you quote unquote said licensing, but the next day you came back, updated the color. That's not a licensing issue.
Right.
That's you didn't want to do it because of money. Come on, licenses don't change over 24 hours. But
Preach, man.
I'm just talking. That's you know what I'm saying? But hey, I do the segment called, what really grinds my gears. It's called Now You Know. It's based off of Family Guy grinds my gears. That was me going. So is there anything in the community that grinds your gears? That's what grinds mine. I wish they would listen to us and they would give us one statue a year. Because I'd be like, you know what? Give us a Two-Face. You read any comment, people have been asking for Two-Face. They've been asking for Two-Face, Clayface, Riddler, all these characters over and over. I mean, you guys will clearly ban a comment when somebody comments on something, so that tells me right then and there you read the comments. So if you read the comments, you know what the people are asking for. You know what they're asking for. Hey, damn it, don't let Iron Studios beat y'all on the 1/10th. I'm just saying.
Man.
I'm
So
done. I'm done.
no, I appreciate that rant, man. That you were speaking my mind. And I'm gonna tell you something that's crazy real quick before I answer yeah, Shawn Michaels. Before I answer
Hell yeah.
the question, it goes back to wrestling. If you think about this, people think that old people are on like these fixed incomes, but a lot of old people have more disposable income because like the house is paid for, the kids are out of college, you know what I mean? But they still young enough to want to do things. And I was having a chat with a couple of my friends because we saw the Ultimate Warrior piece like 900
Hmm.
times. Like everywhere we go, we see the Ultimate Warrior piece. And we were saying,
Yeah.
put out an OG line because we know so many people that will buy like a Kerry Von Erich or you know what I mean, Jimmy Superfly Snuka, Ricky the Dragon
Oh
Steve.
yeah.
Be like, all right, here go our OG line. Just put like 4 characters, or do like you said, like get a list and be like, here go a bunch of them from gorgeous Jimmy Garvin down to Kamala to whomever. Vote for the one, whichever 4 get the top votes. We gonna put those out for like our OG line. Them things will sell out in a day because
Yeah.
people buy for the nostalgia factor.
And piggybacking on that to compromise with the people making it as well as the licensing, even if it's just 3 characters that they were like, hey, we got this approved for you guys vote. One of these 3 will do. And at that point, that would be cool. And then to make it even better, to make sure that they sell out. Do like a XM Studios, like a made to order, how they used to do, or like a hey, 48-hour PO. Whoever gets it, they get it.
Yeah. So
Just something.
that kind of go back to what you were saying about the when y'all were asking me about like customs and fan art.
Hmm.
Another reason why I'm like really big, the custom group that I'm working with, that I'm getting Black Panther from, I'm also getting like they got a whole Masters of the Universe line, and I'm getting a Shadow Weaver from them. He has a Facebook group. Just yesterday, they doing like some custom Thundercats. They're like, do you like this base, this base, this pose, and then like all the people that commented on it, they sent us a
Yeah.
group, and it was like, hey, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. Now, which one of these 2? And I'm like, this people that want to please their fans and know that that's what the money is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Razor Ramon, man. Yeah,
Yeah. Razor Ramon, man. Okay.
all of them, man. Just man, Jake the Snake.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt, man. That's cool when when they do stuff like that in terms of like kind of letting you guys know. I just want to see a little bit more, and without the really just like Rome Ross has been asking for a Ra's al Ghul for years, and
Yeah.
it's like as a prime Batman name that everyone knows, it's almost like why, you know? I just like I understand. Obviously, I'm doing my segment of the show, you know, just telling my opinion, you know, ranting a little bit, but I understand licensing and money and what's going to sell. I get all that 110%. What I don't understand though is how come out of that entire list of Batman or that we can specifically name, how come none of them have been checked off the list all these years? None of
Exactly.
them. That's the
Okay.
thing I don't get.
So with Ra's al Ghul, sometimes you like they need some good marketing people because you got to look at your customer demographic as well. And it's a huge market that character will sell out in a day because if you watch any of the DC animated movies, he's in like all of them, especially the recent ones because they have Damon Wayne Robin on there, which is Ra's al Ghul's grandson. So every other like DC animated movie they've been doing in recent years, he's in there. And then you get the same question: when can we get a statue of him? But we get a Joker, and this ain't no offense to the Joker fans or the Joker collectors, but we get a new Joker every 2 3 weeks. He's as saturated as Wolverine and Batman. And it's like how many different okay, we got a Jack Nicholson, a Heath Ledger, a Cesar Romero, Jared Leto. Okay, now we got the comic book version. Now we got the this story, that story, and it's like, all right, we got 50 Jokers. Can we get a Ra's al Ghul? Can we get a Mad Hatter? Can we get what I mean?
Oh man, Mad Hatter, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, for
yeah.
sure. The characters that the people are asking for, and you can't say at that point, well, it's a licensing issue. If you got clearance to make a Joker, which is like their most popular character, you can get clearance for like a Man Bat or a Mad Hatter or a Ra's al Ghul.
Y'all heard it first. He said man bag. I didn't bring it up this week. Y'all heard it first. Y'all heard it first. Don't even try to play. He said man bag. Hey, Vane 21, where you at? Vane 21, where are you at?
Oh yeah, Man Bat was my guy from watching the animated series
Yes,
uh,
sir.
at the '90s. Yeah, so I think I would record it during the day and then watch it when I would get home from like work and classes and stuff like that. And I would just watch that. And they had like a Superman cartoon around that same time, I think by the same writers. And that would be my evening. That and even going into like the Batman Beyond years with Terry. And like the stories were so well written and the characters were just so dope. Like I think I liked the villains more than I liked Batman by the time it was.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. So to move along and to ask you, what type of collector, what type of collector do you want to be? Or is the collection that you have what you're, I guess for lack of better wording, content with? Or is there, or do you see other YouTubers or other picks of collections and you're like, you know what, I really like we'll say Jim Mint's collection. I really like the way he has his displayed. I really like the way some of the DCX guys has theirs displayed. Is there any new direction you want to go with shelving, with displaying anything?
Yeah, so all right, so with my Masters of the Universe and Thundercats, and I got a few. I had a Red Sun, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, only because it's like I have OCD, so my stuff has to have a theme. So I had these comics where it's like Batman. I'm sorry, where it's like He-Man versus Superman and He-Man versus Thundercats. So I was like, I can put them together with that theme and put the comics around them. So those are in the Maji cases that actually came. These I've been waiting for the Maji cases for so long that now I've been seeing people like the Batman statue collector. Chris, he's been redone his room with like custom shelving and everything probably twice since I've been waiting on these Maji cases to get in, although they're supposed to be speeding up soon. So it's like, man, it just has me thinking like I just spent all this money on these pieces. So why get cheap when it's time to display the pieces? I might as well just get some custom shelving built. So I'm kind of deciding like, how do I want to do that? What does that look like? Do I want glass? And then I have a lot of like, I work a lot. So it's like, am I going to be able to clean that glass as often? You know what I mean? Like my mind goes constantly, and it's like, am I going to be up at 1 o'clock in the morning cleaning the glass? You know what I mean? To make sure that all of this money ain't looking dusty and stuff like that. So, um, and no, I'm not content. I'm grateful for my collection, but I'm not content because I gotta have themes. Like everything has to have a theme to it. So I'll be like, all right, I need two more pieces to complete this theme. Like I have a Sam Wilson and Captain America coming. You can probably just see the base now, but it's a Falcon over here in the corner, and then they have a Sam Wilson and Captain America. Can you see him? Let's see if I. So, and then I got a Bishop over there.
Shout out the Luke Cage Wrecking Ball crew. I
Oh, you
see
saw
it.
that? Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So it's like I'll be like, I need just this other piece, just this other piece. But at the same time, I got to be cognizant of how they're going to be displayed. Of course, this isn't the final way that they're going to be displayed, but to that point, I don't want them all smashed up on each other. Because watching certain people's videos, and I'm not knocking anybody's collection, but just with like, I'm very visual. And if all my statues, excuse me, smashed up on each other, like they're overcrowded and you can't really appreciate the statues because they look jumbled in, it'll drive me crazy. I end up boxing them all up and selling them because like if it looks just too
Oh,
congested, because I saw somebody's collection. I mean, they probably had the nicest pieces I had ever saw in a collection, but it was so many that like they were overcrowding each other. You couldn't appreciate the statues because you're just looking at the clutter. So they're gonna have to be neat. And then the other part to that is I always see a piece, and so when I'm like, all right, I'm content with what I have on PO. I'm gonna slow down for a while. No sooner as I say that, I'll see you featuring somebody, or I'll see Sick Mansion or Batman Collector. It started with Rad Titan because they would have like featured collectors on there, and then I'm just like, where'd they find that piece? I didn't even know that one existed. So now you're doing a search and you find that one, but then you find another one on the way to finding that one. So it's kind of like it's a spiral. I got a second grill outside of that Voltron from seeing a piece in like Mr. X collection and in like Lankster's collection, somebody else's. It's like a ACH Medusa statue, and like her tail is like suffocating some Roman or some Centurion, I'm sorry, some Greek soldiers, and man, it's just super dope. So in my head, I was like, man, I could get that, display that with that Wonder Woman versus Hydra,
yeah.
like a Perseus holding up the Medusa head statue. And then I'm like, man, that's about an $8,000 vision. So I've been leaving it alone. But yeah, I always see a piece in somebody's collection, and then I'll go on a hunt trying to find
Crazy, man. Um, they in the they in here talking about how much for that Falcon.
it. Let me tell you what's funny. And this is how I actually got put on to you. Astro asked me for that before he got his Jon Stewart. He asked me for that Jon Stewart, and I was like, I can't. It's my favorite character, so I can't get rid of him. But I was actually searching around because I was like, it got to be some more of us that's into the hobby or whatever. So like, what's going on? Because for the longest time, I only knew about Mr. X and Jim Mint. Nobody else. And then I would catch Rad Titan from time to time. I didn't know
Mhm.
anybody else existed. Um,
Yeah.
then I saw like Astro doing he was doing like a Sunday night chat. And it was like you, him, H stats, all of this. And I'm like, okay, this is where everybody is. but it was during the pandemic. Normally
Yeah,
I
yeah.
to jump off. Now I got all this time. I'm searching for pieces, videos popping up. I'm like, oh, here go everybody over here. Sunday night hangout. And then I was watching Sick Mansion, and I see you on there, and I'm like, all right, everybody connected. I'm the one that's the way
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
So, but yeah, man, I see these pieces in people's collections, and I just go on a hunt. And then when I find out, like, somebody, if you tell me it's a custom, like, I'm like, hey, where'd you get that? That Iron Fist. And if you tell me it's a custom, now I gotta research the custom group. Then I got like 80 pieces that I would have never known existed.
Never knew. Never knew.
Back in the rabbit hole with, like, now you
Yeah.
get pieces with the license companies. Then you got like 3-4 POs with the custom companies.
Yeah, it's one of them things you gotta do. So when it comes to POs, is there a certain number you like to keep it at? Like, hey, I only want to have two or three at a time. Or does it just depend on, let's say you got a work bonus, or you got some overtime, or I don't know.
So
You hit the lottery.
the rule was initially never more than two under any circumstances.
I think that's smart. Yeah.
It's out the window now. I did get a bonus. I probably got I got the custom Black Panther on PO. I got a Tila on PO. I'm waiting on that merman to convert. And then I got the last Ronin statue. And then I got two more. I got a Sideshow is doing another Storm piece because I missed
Mhm.
out. XM did a piece where she's like got the whirlwind base.
Yeah. Yeah.
Out on it. So
Yeah.
Sideshow's piece that they got coming out is kind of like the next best thing. So I had that on PO, and then I had that Sam Wilson Captain America on PO. So I'm like, I'm tapped out. Like, I can't get anything else at least until like September. Like, the budget is blown. It's blown.
So have you ever had to cancel a PO?
I haven't canceled a PO, but just today, which is for the best because I said no more POs. I was gonna get like 3 more custom pieces because the group that's doing the Black Panther, they got like a custom Skeletor and Panther. They have a custom
Mhm.
Panthro from Thundercats. They just dropped them. They have a custom Steel from like DC Steel. So I'm like, man, these pieces are affordable. I might as well. I'm all in the, but
Hey
then
man, everything's affordable. They start. No.
this is where the line got drawn. Just today, like as I was thinking about it, I'm back and forth. I'm like, nah, man, you said you're not buying anymore. The dude that runs the group was like, he did a post and he was like, it's not my fault. It's just the state of the world right now. These are the shipping fees for all these different pieces. And man, one of them was like as much as a whole statue. And I'm like, dude, like to get the like one piece since it's big and it's like 2 boxes, I guess it's by weight. Even if the cheapest option is to get it shipped by sea, and there's like 45 days waiting on that, and that was still like $860.
Ooh,
Those
boy.
other options was like over $1,000, and I'm like, that's a statue. I'm not gonna buy a statue and cost of getting this statue shipped. Like I could buy a whole nother statue with that shipping fee. Yeah, so all them other POs that I was thinking about getting, if they don't have local pickup, it ain't happening until like prices.
Wait, we sending money? These church donations? Oh man.
Man, I'll tell you, like $860 to get a stack, and that
so,
was
so, what's the most you ever spent on shipping?
$300.
Me is 365.
Was coming from like Asia or Australia, Asia probably.
No, a Batman Batcave from Sideshow.
Oh, yeah, the weight. Yeah, probably because of the weight of the boxes.
I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm just like 365. Come on, I know. Hey, I know y'all got a corporate rate. Come on, let's work with me now. Let's work with me.
They pocketed some
Hey,
of it. They gotta be.
hey, here's something else that's crazy. With that last payment, right? Because they split the payments up, but that last payment always got the tax and the shipping on it. It's like, come on, man. You can't predict shipping. I get that, but tax don't change. So if
They
you already know what the tax is, let's divide that tax in there too.
have it baked
I'm
in.
just saying.
Yeah, yeah.
If it
It's
don't change, I get the logic. Well, hey, we can't give you back tax, and I get the whole accounting thing, but I just feel like, hey, man,
man.
let's make it happen.
Prime One has a. They had like this Michelangelo from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like the 2014 movie, and
Yeah, yep.
30% Michelangelo. I like it, and I was going
Hmm.
to go ahead and do the payment plan. And like when I looked at what that last payment would be with the shipping was the exact same price as one of the payment. You know what I mean? As one of the installments. And I'm like, why can't that? Well, and even with the taxes, like you said, just bake it into the payment plan. So I ended up not even pulling the trigger on it. They got to get better with how they, selling to their clientele, man. Because we spending a lot of money on this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, you definitely are. It's crazy, man, because you definitely are paying a lot of money. Do you feel like shipping will detour you from any statues out there,
Well, it
or
definitely
does it depend how many other POs you may have?
no, it's gonna deter me because even if I didn't have nothing on PO, those customs that I was gonna get earlier, there's no way I'm paying $800 and something for shipping. That's not gonna happen. And I know I've said that before, but and maybe this time next year we might be laughing saying, remember we thought $800 was a lot for shipping, now it's 1,500, but I'll get out the game and just be cool with the ones I have
Hey,
for
man, if shipping is 1,500,
man because
wow.
it is ridiculous, like the amount that it like when I sold that Black Panther on Throne, the dude that bought it came from Georgia, but I got like a somehow it wasn't that much for me to ship it to him because before I told him it was only gonna be like $35. He was like, "Hey, can I just come pick it up?" And I'm like, "Nah, I don't do the meetups. That's how you wind up in the freezer somewhere, man. I'm cool. I'm gonna ship it to you." It's just when I told him $35, he was cool with it. Like he didn't have a problem. But I think everybody's just panicked about the shipping. I think a lot of people are looking for local pickups and stuff just to kind of
Yeah, and what's crazy? It seems like a lot of the East Coast collectors actually are able to do more pickups than I mean, I know Georgia is technically like Eastern Standard Time, like on a time zone, but I haven't heard too many Georgia collectors actually been as lucky as the more Virginia, DC, Philly, Bronx, like those type of collectors over there. It seems like they always have deals, or yeah, man, let's meet up and I'll take this and that. Whereas us, we're on eBay, we're on Facebook trying to connect with those people to make it happen.
I see it. Like I have a few friends in New York. They say all
Hmm.
the time, they're like, "Yeah, I'm about to jump on the train and go pick up this piece." Like from a comic book store, they're like, "No, I just bought it." And I'm like, "Man, is that easy for y'all?" And there's one cat, he's got a decent collection. He's every couple of weeks, he like, "Yeah, I'm about to jump on the subway, go pick up." And I'm like, "Dude, you bringing a piece back on the subway?" Like, "No, I'm gonna
Yeah,
take
that would be doing a lot for me, man.
it." Yeah, I think he took an Uber home, but just the fact of like, man, you finding all these local deals, but I think it's just little satellite pockets because when I was in Texas a few weeks ago, when the Merman incident happened, um, I was kind of looking at some discussion groups online, and there was a couple of people in there talking about, yeah, meet me over here, let's meet up there, and I got this. And I'm like, man, I wish the community was. Georgia isn't that bad, but I wish we had more of that here. Sure.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about the hobby. The hobby that we're in is universal. It doesn't discriminate in terms of age, gender, race. It doesn't discriminate in terms of I mean, dare I say wealth? I mean, even though, I mean, I guess that one's kind of like a dicey one there because if you got more money, you can get what you want. Um, or hey, they'll hit you with a payment plan. I don't know, but it's the one hobby that any and everybody can be in it, and it's not as local as saying going to Wednesday bingo night or a Sunday service or a Friday movie where everybody in town is going to see the Batman, for example. So I feel like that's also a good thing because you're able to meet people that you never would have met before and connect with people that you most likely never would have. But when it does come to the aftermarket, I do feel like it's good on one end because you have more people to sell to, but if you want those local pickups, depending on where you live at, it's gonna damn near be impossible.
That, and I agree with you 100%. But here's my main problem with the aftermarket. Yeah, we in a capitalist society, everybody's for
Yeah,
profit, but like give some people a chance to grab something. You know what I mean? Like if I got like $10,000 to just like allot it for my statue budget for the year, just throwing the number out there, I'm not gonna say, oh well, here go this Tila. I'm gonna buy 10 of them and then I'm gonna sell her on eBay for 3 times what I paid for her. Man, let somebody else get an option. And I mean, I know people for profit. I get it. But man, I mean, you love the hobby. You know other people love the hobby. That's somebody's grill piece. Give them an opportunity to grab it. Or don't be a vulture, man, and be like, yeah, I want $2,500 for this $400 statue. Because I think a lot of times you end up hurting yourself like that because now you're going to end up with 5 Tila statues sitting there because a lot of people, if it's not their grill piece, they're not going to pay that price. And I run into that a lot. Like when I'm trying to get pieces, and I mean, it's your piece. You can sell it for whatever you want to sell it for. But if you're telling me, okay, I want $8,000 for this Predator, I'm not giving you 8,000 for that Predator. And even if it's worth that to you, I get it. And maybe somebody will pay that. But then if I say, nah, man, I'm gonna give you 2,000, you still know that's double. You know what I mean? Just because what ends up happening, you see the same piece right back online like 3 days later. Still don't sell it. Right back online. And then like a year down the line, you've already got the piece somewhere else. And then that collector hitting you up like, hey, are you still interested in this? I'm ready to take that 2,000 you bought.
yep,
No,
yep,
I got it for 1,000. I got 2 of them now.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen it a lot to where it was crazy, right? So I was selling something. We'll just say $100. So I'm selling something for $100, and the price was shipped. $100 shipped. So you're not paying for shipping. You're not paying for tax. The individual responds back and they say, "Oh man, well I mean it's about the same price on eBay." And I'm like, "Well, on eBay it's actually $5 more for one. For two, I checked the eBay shipping was $19, and that's basically $20 plus five. That's $25. Plus you gotta pay eBay tax. So you gonna spend an extra $40 on them when you could have got this here, but just because the price is similar to eBay, you're gonna go off of eBay versus get something here where you can get it shipped directly to you right now and all this. But I always go by whatever the individual is safer with, go with what you feel is safer with. But hey, if you need to use PayPal goods and services, by all means, use goods and services. I joke people all the time. You ain't got to trust me at all. Just because I'm on here or in the community, you don't have to trust. Hey, I don't trust my own shadow. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in the sunlight, my shadow go away. I don't know where you went. You feel me? I don't trust myself. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you have to do to feel safe, I am 110% with it. 110% with it.
Yeah, I had a similar situation like that when I was getting that Master Splinter from Mr. X. Somebody had one on eBay, and it was a similar price, but I'm like, he's reputable, and I've seen his statue. Like he can send me a picture right now and say, "Here's the statue," versus this person that I may not even know or have never did any transactions with on eBay. And you could check and they could say like all positive reviews, 100% positive reviews, but that could be you selling to your grandma. That could be you selling to your stepdaughter. Of course, she don't give you hopefully 100%. You know what I mean? So I'd rather go with the people that I trust, or not even trust, but you can tell me like, hey, today is March 3rd, it's 10:50 p.m. Here's a picture of it, or let me shoot you a video or the stuff. You know what I mean? As opposed to giving my money to eBay. I'm gonna be honest. I utilize eBay, but I would rather give my money to an individual, um, and it's still individual selling it on eBay, but eBay's taking it
Man,
both ways.
let me say this in a joking way. You got a better chance going out selling crack cocaine and getting your money right now and not getting caught from the police and getting what you want on eBay. I mean that in the most dumb way ever to metaphorically say it, but if you selling something for $100, like I've literally sold stuff. eBay, of course, takes their percentage. And then they'll come back with a message literally like 2 or 3 weeks later, and they'll be like, "Oh, by the way, for your eBay allowance, we'll be debiting your account for an additional $114."
Yes.
With
Yep.
no explanation as to what that extra funds are for. The eBay has no customer service number. They have no contact email that you can really get in contact with them. Nobody responds. Nobody answers. Working with PayPal, people for eBay would always contact PayPal. So that's another thing that I really don't like using eBay on the selling side. I mean, of course, you can reach more people, so it's easier, but because of that fee, I don't care for that fee, man. Like it's too big of a fee.
I
It's
agree.
too big.
I have a much better time in the Facebook groups. Much
Yeah.
time in the Facebook groups than eBay any day of the week. Like if I could avoid eBay altogether, I would. To be honest, sometimes I just go in there to find a piece, and then I go on this long like CIA, FBI, deep dark web dig, just trying to find who may have it. I'm in groups typing the piece in. I'm
Yeah.
PC number on DuckDuckGo to see if I'm gonna get some hits that Google ain't pulling up, and I think that's a big part of the fun is like the hunt. Like, that's what I say, like the rush.
Oh, for sure.
And then when
For
they get there,
sure.
it's in the box 2 weeks, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta open that because the thrill is gone.
So speaking of the thrill, right now, guys, what I'm looking for, if anybody out there can help me, man, I see 22 of y'all. All right, this is for all 22 of y'all. This is for Piggy as well, man. Anybody out there can get me a Sideshow Collectibles exclusive now. A Sideshow Collectibles exclusive Green Arrow. Green Arrow. I will be grateful. All right, I will be grateful.
That'd be great.
Um, yeah, I'm looking for that Sideshow Collectibles exclusive Green Arrow. I'm looking for it. So if anybody can find it for me, or who wants to sell it or trade it, I definitely will go ahead and take that off your hands. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully I can make that happen soon. Um, Soon for me, man. Yeah, Nathan, no doubt that piece is dope. I have a Green Arrow cash. Hey, man, what's up, Warren? Talk to me, bro. Talk to me. Um, yeah, man. So, what else I want to ask you is there any new companies, such as Twitterhead, for example? Is there any new companies that you are like looking at more closely now that in the past you were just like, didn't really interest me, or oh, dang, I see what they're doing over there now.
So before, it was always I was all about Sideshow, XM, and Prime One up until I really looked at that Hordak a few months ago, and then it was all Tweeterhead. I was like, they knocked it out the box with this, and then when I saw that prototype for that Merman, it's been straight up Tweeterhead. But somebody else I've been kind of watching because I want this Black Panther bust too is Queen Studios. I saw like a couple of their pieces, and it wasn't necessarily any characters that I was looking to collect right now, but some of their pieces, like the detail has gotten amazing. And then lastly, there's one that I didn't even know about until like a couple of months ago. I didn't know about Weta at all until people started
Yeah,
getting these Lord of the Ring like giant
yeah,
pieces. So I'm keeping because they're doing a really good job with them. I don't collect Lord of the Rings, and I don't have space because their pieces are massive. Like
massive.
you gotta have like a whole master bedroom just to get like 5 Weta pieces, to
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
But I'm looking to see like what characters they may get licensing for in the future that I can kind of collect because I think they do a good job. But I think Twitterhead has been knocking it out the park with their paint and their colors. And I think Queen Studios does a really good job on their detail. Their detail is out this world, texture and everything. But for sure, after that Hordak and seeing that merman, it's Twitterhead. And they weren't even on my radar. Like I knew of them, but it was nothing I was really, digging like that. But now I want the whole line. Anything they kind of pop out with as Masters of the Universe, I want.
Okay, okay, yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Um, Now, just to ask you as well, man, are you primarily a more comic sided collector? Because I see you have some movie pieces with the Sam Wilson, but what do you lean towards more?
Honestly, I lean towards the comics a little more. I'm not against movie depictions. The only problem I have with like movie depictions is like if I get like a Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. When I'm looking at it, I'm just seeing Robert Downey Jr. and I'm not really seeing Iron Man. I want what I mean. I was first exposed to everything in the comics, spending years reading the comics, so I need that comic representation. But if I feel like I see a movie piece that's done really well, then that's the representation that I want. For example, like I don't ever want a Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. I think she's beautiful. I think the statues are amazing, but when I look at it, I see Gal Gadot. Maybe because I grew up seeing Linda Carter as Wonder Woman, or maybe because I'm just used to reading the comics or watching the cartoons. But I don't ever want a movie depiction like that. Like I'm just gonna see that actor or that actress and not the actual character. But if it's a piece that's really really good, like I think the Sam Wilson Falcon and the Captain America one coming out are really really good. So it's like yeah, I gotta grab those. But otherwise, for sure, I want the comic depiction.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So who do you feel is the best Wonder Woman of all time?
Linda Carter. For sure. But what's funny, she's not the first Wonder Woman I saw when I was little. Before they did
Hmm.
the Linda Carter version, they had this lady named Kathy Lee Crosby playing Wonder Woman. And
Okay.
um, I was gonna see it. I think they were gonna broadcast it on local TV or something. So I'm all hyped, like, man, it's about to be a Wonder Woman movie. She came out, man. She had blonde hair. She had what looked like a gymnastics uniform. So I'm like, man, what is this garbage? I don't ever want to see another like comic representation again. But then Linda Carter came out, knocked it out the park. So that's the Wonder Woman that I grew up seeing all the time. So when you say that, that's what pops in my head. It's like Linda Carter.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt, man. It seems like actually like a lot of people's favorite one, probably most likely from nostalgic reasons, and obviously at the end of the movie, Wonder Woman 1984, she has that cameo part there, which was definitely pretty cool there. So just to bring this up real quick for those of you boys and girls out there who may not know who she is.
Yeah. And she still look good, man. Like all these decades later, she still, she kept her looks.
Hmm. Yeah, most definitely.
Gorgeous, man. That's
Uh,
what pops in my head when you say Wonder Woman.
yeah, most definitely, man.
I'm gonna get some
That's
hate.
crazy. Y'all see that?
I'm gonna get some hate for this, but that's the only part I liked about Wonder Woman '84 was seeing Linda Carter. I didn't like that movie at all. Um, I didn't hate it because I saw it at the house on HBO Max, but I think if I had paid to see it in a movie theater, I may have a different opinion about it. But yeah, that's Wonder Woman.
Oh man, I'm just messing around with y'all. Nah, yeah, but that's definitely cool, man. Alberto, hey, what's good, bro? We gotta get you on here, man. I hope the everything's going good with the law exam, the bar exam, and all that, bro. Good luck and many blessings to you, bro. Many blessings. Um, Yeah, man. So hey, man, we always get down to one of the final questions. One of the final questions, right? Um, Give me a sport. Give me a sport.
Baseball.
Ooh, baseball. Okay, baseball. All right. So baseball, 162 games, 162 long games on the diamond. On the diamond. My favorite baseball player of all time is David Ortiz. Shout out the Boston Red Sox. Shout out Manny Ramirez. Shout out Dustin Pedroia. The list goes on and on. Hey, and we claiming Babe Ruth. And we claiming Babe Ruth too. Y'all know the history. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you King Griffey Jr. on the Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna go ahead and give you David Ortiz on the Mount Rushmore. I'm gonna give you Daryl Strawberry on the Mount Rushmore. And even though I'm a Red Sox fan, it's only right that I appreciate El Capitan, Derek Jeter. It's only right. You gotta appreciate talent when you see talent.
You
So
know
my
what?
question to you is,
Mhm.
with the Mount Rushmore, not of statues, but just characters. Characters. What is your Mount Rushmore of all time characters, whether it's Motu, whether it's DC or Marvel? Lay it on me. Only
Okay,
can pick four.
all right. Let me just throw one thing on your Mount Rushmore. I'm with you on all of them, but Ernie Banks. You gotta have Ernie Banks on that. Man, Ernie Banks is a baseball. So I'm gonna leave that there. And then my four favorite characters. And it's across any genre. Um,
Hey, hold on real quick. Aiden, I don't know if this is a joke. My favorite player was a Hispanic version. Oh man, I had to say something.
man, it was
Oh,
in my head, and I was like, I don't want him to be like, I'm never having you on the show again, because I was straight up gonna say pre
this
bleach,
dude, Aiden.
pre Sammy Sosa.
Banks, Banks the Cubs.
Sir, I grew up with the White Sox, the Cubs. Then I'm with Chicago on all the teams except for football. But my top four favorite characters: Skeletor, without a doubt. Skeletor. Mumra from the Thundercats, without a doubt. Jon Stewart. But number four actually isn't for Marvel. It actually isn't T'Challa. It's kind of, as far as depictions and like cartoons and movies and stuff like that, it's T'Challa. It's Black Panther. But as far as
Okay.
in the comic, it's actually Brother Voodoo. Brother Voodoo. If you haven't read any of his story arcs and you ever get a chance, man, his story arcs were like off the chain, amazing. He crosses over with like all the Avengers, the X-Men, all these other people. But even when they, every few years they'll reboot the characters of the whole universe, give them a new backstory, a new origin story, and stuff like that. Um, he has consistently had like a really good, yeah, baby. He's had a really good story arc. Like if you ever get a chance to read like a Brother Voodoo comic, they're kind of addicting. It was the ones even like growing up. You just gonna say I'm gonna read a page or two and then go to bed. Like you end up killing the volume. You like, man, I sat here and read this whole comic. I was just supposed to read the introduction page because the stories were like really, really good. It was really good for sure. Although I have to say this, I'm starting to have some newfound love for a character that's been around forever, and I've always could care less about them. But Kingpin is low key
Oh
becoming.
yeah.
I think I was telling you, I'm just catching up on like a lot of the Netflix shows,
Yeah.
it's Marvel shows, and I'm checking. I know he's gonna be in, well, he is in Hawkeye
Hmm.
and a few of the other ones, but I'm just now catching him in Daredevil. And man, I saw this scene. I was half asleep. It was like one something in the morning, and if you remember, he did something to somebody with a car door.
Oh yeah.
Like man, and that's what really
Yeah.
his character that kind of pulled me into the show. I'm more of a Kingpin fan than an actual like Daredevil or any of the other Defenders fans. So it really made me start kind of like going back and reread some old comics and studying the character and looking at him in some other storylines. And I'm like, man, this is a pretty dope character. And I never really paid attention to how important his role is in that whole Hell's Kitchen area because he's like
Yeah.
the whole undercurrent of the city. So that's who's intriguing me at the moment. Been around forever, and I just never really paid any attention to it.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Honestly, that's really what kind of got me into it. I went back and watched it again, and I was like, man, bro, like the
Man,
perfect actor for it. Perfect actor. I thought the script was fine. Um, it's crazy. I like out of the Daredevil series, the only thing I wanted to see more of was a Elektra. I wanted them to show a little bit more Elektra. But besides that, the series was cool. I mean, because you got Punisher in there, you got Daredevil, um,
Jessica
uh,
Jones.
Foggy Nelson. I mean, it was what it should have been.
Well,
Kieran
allegedly
Payne.
is coming back. Allegedly, it's coming back. So we may get to see a whole new like set of stories with them, and maybe we'll get a little more Elektra. I will say this about this Daredevil and Elektra. I like them a lot better than Ben Affleck, and I love Ben Affleck as Batman, but I didn't care for his. He had a good fight scene in there, but I didn't care for his.
Yeah,
And was that Jennifer Garner or somebody that was playing Elektra? I don't remember, but I didn't care for that Elektra at all. Man, I was kind of dozing off in the movie theater
it's been so long since I've seen that version of Daredevil and Elektra. I probably will watch it one of these days just to catch up on it again, just to kind of see if it is something that is even good or not. Um, Jennifer Gardner is fairly okay actress, so I'm gonna give it a chance again just to check it out. But it's been years since I've seen that, man. Years,
So
years.
one of the rumors that's hitting the pop circuit is that how they're saying all these variants are coming back since the multiverse is opening up with like Doctor Strange and
Hmm.
Multiverse. And allegedly they had approached Ben Affleck about kind of reprising his character just as like a special pop in to try and
Oh,
say,
okay.
here's that variant because they're making everything canon down to the old like Lou Ferrigno Incredible Hulk shows, and so I guess they're like, hey, kind of look at this variant, but I don't know if he will go back and revisit since he's kind of sour on IP roles and stuff now, but I think it would be pretty dope just to see like that variant of him.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt, man. Is there any superhero show or movie that's never been made that you wish would get made? With that character, and if so, if it's animated, you don't have to answer the next question. But if it's a live action, what actor or actress would you want to portray the character?
Um, I would like a Blue Marvel show. To my knowledge, I haven't saw him in any cartoons or movies or shows or anything. Blue Marvel, Brother Voodoo for sure. Um, Mainly, I think Blue Marvel, Brother Voodoo, and I would say what's the Superman when he's kind of off and zombified and twisted? I can't remember his name.
Bizarro.
Yeah,
Yeah,
um,
Bizarro.
Bizarro is in that new Superman and Lois show. I just got to get caught up.
Yeah, I
Um,
haven't even watched that. Yeah.
so he's out there. So I'll say a Blue Marvel and a Brother Voodoo, and I'll take them animated, live action. I would prefer them animated. Live action, I think we kind of touched on it. I want a Green Lantern, and I would love to see Idris Elba play that Green Lantern. Um, Growing up, now this is way back before there was ever any type of MCU movies and stuff. Before they did any X-Men. Now, mind you, because these people are older now, but when I was little, they were still in their prime. I always wanted Grace Jones to play Storm, and back then I wanted Jack Nicholson to play Wolverine. Mind you, we talking about like 1985. You know what I mean?
No,
So
yeah, yeah. I can see Jack. I can see Jack. Yeah, for sure,
I
for
remember watching
sure.
The Shining because, like, as much as I'm into comics, my whole life horror is my everything. Like horror, a little bit of sci-fi, but straight horror movies. And I was watching Stephen King's The Shining, and I remember he was doing that. Here's Johnny and cutting, like bashing down the bathroom, and everybody else scared, and I'm sitting there looking like, man, he should be Wolverine. You know what I mean? And kind of like watching Grace Jones in the Conan movie. I think Conan. I don't remember the second one, but she was in the Conan movie. I think The Destroyer, and then she came back. She was in this movie called Vamp, playing a vampire. And I was looking at her, and I was like, man, she would be dope as Storm. But then several years later, we got Halle Berry, which I love Halle Berry. I didn't really see how she would fit a Storm, but I'll take it just to see the character in live action.
Hey, yeah, no doubt. And it's I actually went back and watched all 13 of the X-Men, movies. After watching all of them, the cartoons, the movies, hands down, Logan slash Wolverine, Magneto, um, Cyclops, and Deadpool, hands down four favorite characters, hands down. Love Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds is the perfect actor for that role. Hugh Jackman as well. Uh, Cyclops doesn't have a definitive actor, obviously. Magneto, I think who they've had portray him older as well as younger has been perfect. Love Magneto, man. Magneto is
So
man.
I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but I'm gonna be honest, when they very first cast him in the role, and this is why I always give an actor a chance because I was like, I don't want to see that because I'm looking at the aesthetics. I'm like, this dude like 6'8". Oh yeah, Vanessa Williams would be dope. I'm like, this dude is like 6'8", and I'm like, Wolverine is like 5'1". That's not gonna work.
Yeah,
He knocked it out the park. But I do think was that Sir Ian McKellen that played.
yeah,
I thought that was the best casting I have ever saw in anything like that. Like he was born to play that role. Like I never like I forgot that it was even Ian McKellen. Like the whole time I'm looking at that, I was just like, this is Magneto. I think that was like the perfect casting, probably the best casting I've ever saw.
yeah, man. Shout out Sir Ian McKellen, man. That dude is 82 years old.
Yes, it's
Dude killed the role, man.
yep,
Killed the role.
murdered.
Um, like the thing, like Magneto is one of them powers. Like if I could have powers, it would be Magneto's powers, bro. Like just I don't know. That's my favorite mutant. I think the way he can do is just crazy. Just what he can do is I just find it crazy. So hopefully I can't wait to get a Magneto piece in the collection. I mean, I have a 1/10 obviously in the collection, but
I think
what I'm saying, that to do the character some justice, I can't wait.
I
Can't
think
wait.
it's a new one coming out on Throne. Is it on? I saw one where he was on the throne like just the other day and like some Facebook group. I think it was
If so, I don't know about it. If so,
yeah.
yeah, I'm not sure.
So it's funny because I'm actually about to do a video this week where I'll be touching on Magneto and Professor X, but it's not a statue. It's kind of like a every blue moon I'll do something in another category, kind of like I was discussing the Snyder movie when it first came out.
Hmm.
So it's a few discussions that I want to have surrounding Professor X and Magneto. Which, to that vein, I think Patrick Stewart was a good casting option for Professor X. Um, I even thought about that when I first knew that they were going to be doing the X-Men movie. I was like, man, they need. Back then, I was calling him Captain Picard. I was like, they need Captain Picard for their role. So I think that was a good casting choice. Definitely better than the new Picard stuff that they got airing now on CBS and stuff.
Yeah. So Aiden says, can we see y'all's collection?
Now, I don't think I can turn. I'll have to do a follow-up video or something because I'm actually on my computer right now, so it's only gonna go where I can turn it. I think it's only. I'm embarrassed about this. You know, we always get in the community, we get on people that have pieces sitting on the floor. I got two
Yeah.
sitting on the floor only because I got to put them on some podiums. But I'll see how much this can show just in this one room that I'm in. There's a Black Manta,
Oh yeah.
Cyborg, Luke Cage, Miles Morales, War Machine, Jon Stewart, Bishop, Storm.
I like that Bishop.
Thank you. Yeah, he lights up and everything. And then up at the very top, I had like a few like little, almost like action
Is
figures.
that Black Lightning or Static Shock?
Yeah, it's both Black Lightning, then Static Shock, then
Okay.
another Jon Stewart, then it's Calvin Ellis Superman, and then Wonder Woman's twin sister Nubia. And there's some more kind of like on the walls and stuff, but I can't get the computer to go around to those angles, so I'll have to kind of maybe film a little follow up or something. But that's kind of all it's gonna capture.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Um, so I think we touched on it earlier, but just to kind of like re-ask again, or maybe anything new has popped up. Uh, when it comes to and this is specifically for Sideshow, because we've talked about any pieces that you're looking for in the future, but specifically just Sideshow. You know how you have your Sideshow account, and they'll tell you, like your orders, like, hey, I don't know, Batman Who Laughs is coming due, things like that. When it comes to your Sideshow wish list, how is your Sideshow wish list? Are you one of those collectors who have yours organized, like Gotham,
Yeah,
DC,
yeah.
Green Lantern Corps? Am I the only one?
I'll say like
Because the OCD be kicking in even with the list.
the OCD is bad, man.
And I check the list every day
Yeah, yup,
because in case it's waitlisted.
that's me. Yeah, and then if like I go crazy if I'm looking for a piece and I'm like, wait, like yeah, things got to be grouped. They got to be
Oh,
in
yeah.
order. Yeah,
Yeah.
if it take me too long to find something, the wheels start churning, and I'm like, wait, there's got to be more organized. How can I do this quicker? I'll be somewhere like not only doing it on Sideshow, I'll have like an Excel spreadsheet. Like, all right, this tab is Sideshow. This tab is what I bought this year. This tab is what's on pre-order. This is my wish list. But wait, this is the shipping. Yeah, it's
Oh, man.
and I think it's a good idea to kind of inventory the stuff too, because after I had that incident with the flooding across the summer, I'm
Yeah.
going through that again. So I'm looking now to get the statues insured, like separate
Yeah.
home insurance. And that's the first thing. A couple of places that I reached out to, the first thing they want to know is the item, like who's the character, what's the like how much you paid for it, what's the almost like a Kelly Blue Book with a car. They like what's the value. So yeah, and it kind of lets you know. Sorry, go ahead.
So just to confirm, and touching on that, when it comes with your house insurance, does your house insurance actually cover your statues?
They will, but okay. So with my home insurance, they didn't cover just the statues. I had to just do like outside of like the regular stuff that's insured in the home. I had to insure everything in the house, meaning like they wouldn't just do the statues. It had to be the statues, any paintings, any antiques, furniture, dining room cabinets, appliances, stuff like that. Like it had to be a whole bundle of like all your inside furniture. And then they're telling you like what you need when you get ready to file a claim, and then what your deductible looks like. So after kind of doing, what we say at work, the cost benefit analysis, I was like, it's better to, as opposed to, or in addition to, go ahead and get that separate statute coverage where you like,
Why
hey,
do
this
you why do you say that?
So with my insurance company, what the representative was telling me, she was like, okay, well, say your statues are damaged. She was like, your deductible will be like $500 and blah blah blah. And
Hmm.
I'm just buy a statue. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
time I pay this deductible, I could just buy a statue. On top of the fact that for a lot of people, maybe of course you have home insurance, but you may not have all of the items inside your home insured, and that adds a big penny onto what you regularly paying, as opposed to what I've been getting priced at as far as just trying to get individual insurance for just like collectibles. And I found out like it's people that have none of their furniture or appliances are insured, but they have like paintings insured, or they have like baseball gloves, baseball bats, like whatever they're collecting insured separately. And I think it's
yeah,
cost effective that way, because it's like if I gotta pay, if I break a $600 statue and I gotta pay you $500 for my deductible, I mean, it's saving me $100, but at that point, if you think about what I'm paying you throughout the year, I don't see where it's like a cash flow positive, or what we say, even
yeah.
situation.
Yeah, that's what I was asking because I've seen a family member where they have a flood, and inside the room that flooded, was the PlayStation, Nintendo, pretty much a bunch of gaming electronics. And all they had to do was basically, take the pictures of, either the boxes of the console or the console, whatever the value of what you purchased it for, and send that information over to State Farm, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know if State Farm does it different than like Allstate or Progressive or whoever, but that's what State Farm needed. That's why I was asking. Because that's something that obviously I should probably look into, especially as your collection starts to grow. You know what I'm saying, over time.
Yeah, for sure. Like I recommend everybody get everything insured, but especially like your collection, or the things that are
Because worst case scenario, if you can't get the rare piece back, you can at least get the money back, right?
correct. Yeah, but
And
then
that's at least a consolation prize.
here's the other thing. When I was kind of looking at the same people who my homeowners insurance are through, and I don't want to misquote her, and she could have even been wrong if this is what she said, but she was saying like, if say you tear up a piece you paid $3,000 for, and even you pay your $500 deductible, they're still covering the, you feel like, okay, well, they're still covering the other $2,500. She said that they can send it to an appraiser's office, and he can say, well, yeah, you did pay $3,000 for this Daredevil, but the street value of this Daredevil is currently only at $1,200. So we're gonna give you the $1,200 to replace it. And it's like, but I paid $3,000 for it. And it's like, yeah, but you can replace it for $1,200. We're not giving,
Gotcha.
we're not making you whole with what you came out of pocket. We're just
Yeah.
whole to be able to get back the object
Yeah.
that you're missing, which it makes sense from a business operation standpoint,
Yeah.
but from
Yeah.
a customer standpoint, I'm like, yeah, all right, let me get back to you.
Yeah, because as a customer, you thinking, well, damn, man, Thanos on Throne is 3 grand. So,
Yeah,
like I feel, I feel you. I can't get the Thanos on Throne, but then we give me my 3K.
yeah, yeah, like,
Yeah,
yeah, but we looking at this piece. It's $1,200, so here go your check, and do what you're gonna do with it. So it's like a catch 22.
yeah, no doubt.
But we gotta insure these statues, because just say like, even if earthquakes or something don't come in your side of town, anything happens, the cat jumps in the window, or he's chasing a bird, they knock the statues over. Imagine you coming out of pocket all at one time for those statues, and then they may now cost 3 times what you paid for them. So you're not even replacing, $3,000 worth of statues. You're gonna be out of pocket $9,000 just trying to get the same statues back, if you can even find them. So I think it is worth it to have them insured.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. Yeah, it's certainly one of those things that I gotta definitely look into. Um, Anything can happen. You know what I'm saying? You could just bump and break a piece that is long sold out, and calling for a replacement part, or whatnot, or obviously there are people that do fix statues out there. But then that goes into like you having to trust that person with your piece that you're sending. Are you gonna get your piece back? Can somebody vouch for them? Things like that. So I mean, it's a lot of things that other people may not be comfortable with. So
Ship it, paying to ship it back to you. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
see, I'll speak on this briefly, right? So I had a Jeepers Creepers. It was one of the main statues that was behind me where I used to sit at in my room was Jeepers Creepers. I purchased the Jeepers Creepers for X amount of dollars. However, I didn't like the paint on it. And I knew buying it, I was going to have to get it painted. But it was basically like, let me just get the item. I'll worry about that later. I got a price quote for, I think, $850 to repaint the entire bust, plus shipping to them and shipping back. I said no. I hit up somebody I knew who does fan art, and they said, "Hey, I got a painter for you. Cut the price in half. A lot better, not bad. But then it's still shipping to you and shipping back. So at this point, I'm like, even then, I'm basically double paying the statue. So I ended up just selling it because I'm like, I don't like the character and the statue enough to basically buy it twice, but only have one of them. Even
Yep.
though it would have made it pop, but it wasn't worth it. Just wasn't worth it.
Yeah, that's kind of like what I was saying with the shipping on those customs that I didn't end up ordering. I'm like, if I'm gonna just be paying the price for a whole second statue for either shipping or painting, like if the statue, I'm at a point now. If the statue isn't how I want it, when I get it in hand, I'm just gonna
Yep.
leave the collection. I'm not gonna try and customize it or do anything or send it anywhere or any of that. I got it. It's not popping. I'm getting it out the house.
Yeah, now it'd be different if you already are a painter yourself and you know how to do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like, yeah, I'll just paint on the weekend. You know what I mean? I'll fix the imperfection, but I don't know how to sculpt. I don't know how to fix broken pieces or how to paint to make it better. Because if I could, it probably would be a couple things you would change. But even if you alterate a piece, you still got to think about if I do go to sell it, is the collector going to like that alteration? Because it's not going to be the pictures that they're seeing on, Sideshow, for example.
Well, the funny thing is, like, you never know. It might be a painter in you because after I had that accident, I never thought I would be able to repair. Man, I had a whole statue hospital going here. I was like, man, I need to just like start advertising. Like, hey, you got a broken statue? Send it my way. And that came after just desperation of me saying, before I throw this stuff out, let me just see what I could do with it. And it was actually fun. So it's just like you never know. But like you said, with painting, you got to say, is this going to hurt the resale value? Because the other person might say, well, no, this isn't, I want it how it was from the factory. I don't like this bright color. I don't like this exclusive, head or whatever. So for sure.
Yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. So final question, man, and my apologies. I definitely should have asked this earlier in the show, but when I come on, I always say, YouTube Zodiacs. Might do a hashtag Zodiac Gang. Cashing out show. Um, it's kind of crazy. Got two logos. Got the Cashing Out logo. Got the Zodiac Gang logo. It's just a Zodiac sign with the stuff. But anyways, I digress. In order to officially welcome you as episode 21, as well as a member of the Zodiac Gang family, I appreciate you coming on. What is your Zodiac Gang, sir?
Aries.
Aries. Okay. Okay. So speaking of Aries, all right. As I'm pulling this up, you are officially in the Zodiac game, and I appreciate you coming on. And I gotta ask this question. I'm trying to give me 1 second here. Um, let's see here if I can get this up in time enough. I'm struggling. All right, here we go. And I just want to know your opinion, man, because you said Aries, and she is standing on top of Aries. What do you think about this Wonder Woman here from
So that's
Tweeterhead?
quarter scale and 1/6 scale, right? Is that the
Quarter
one?
scale and 1/6.
Let me All right,
Sorry,
so
my loading still.
I like
Zoom
her.
in.
So let me say this. I love the base. I love the concept. I love the design. The two things that wouldn't make me pull the trigger on this is that I
Hmm.
her like the six scale is too small since I'm out of six scale, and that quarter scale, I think the one where she's holding her spear up, I think it's like
Yeah,
40, it's like 3 feet tall or something like that. So
yeah, 37 inches high. Yeah.
yeah, so it's like some of these pieces are real, they really dope, but it's like, okay, she can't fit in the module case. She can't go on top of the case. You know what I mean? It's like, where do I put her with her massive size? And then, you're going to want a companion piece with her. So who's going to, you know what I mean? Like, what's not going to look all microscopic next to her? Now, I think the concept is dope. I love her standing on the Aries. Like, I think everything about it is dope. It's just the size. And after I saw the Wonder Woman versus Hydra, that's the Wonder Woman in my head right now because I kind of like that one better than this one, even though my man Aries is kind of featured in this. But I like it.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Do you feel like it's too clean for you?
To
Because
be
Wonder Woman herself is clean. Like there's no scrapes, there's no bruises, there's no battle marks. That's what a lot of people's concerns are. She's just too clean.
even her boots aren't getting singed from the Hades fire, you know what I mean, surrounding Ares. I think to me it's almost like their Mortal Kombat's flawless victory. Like this the
Oh,
God
before, yeah,
to get up.
maybe even before war. Maybe, hey, you just didn't even touch her. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. And I mean she posing and everything, like, yeah, this was easy. What I'm gonna have for lunch. I done defeated the God of War. I'm gonna go shopping a little bit later. But honestly, it's like just seeing the Wonder Woman versus Hydra kind of blows this one out the water for me. And it's just her size, man, is like really. I said I'll take a cleaner, dirty. It's just I'm always thinking about space, and it's like, man, where could I? Because she's not fitting in the Machi case unless you get like one of those like DF 160s or something like that.
yeah, there you go. 37 inches high, bro. 37 inches high.
Yeah,
Whew.
so, like where are you going to display her?
I
That's
don't know. I like it, man. I've been looking at this thing for all day. I like it. I
I
ain't
like
gonna lie.
I like the base. Like
Oh
the
hell yeah, I love the bass.
is off the chain. I just like the size is a concern because it's like I'm always thinking about how am I going to display this, and to me, I got that Wonder Woman versus Hydra in my head. Like how you get a statue and that's what's in your head for that character, and like
Hmm.
nothing else you see is going to blow that out the water because you've already
Yeah.
kind of like you probably feeling like that about this statue right here, and that's how I'm feeling about the Wonder Woman versus Hydra.
I mean, cause yeah, you gonna even if a new one comes out, what you gonna do? You gonna judge it off of this one, cause you gonna be like, well, I mean, I see this one, so and that Wonder Woman versus Hydra is even the one third that Prime One Studios has coming out is the Wonder Woman Rebirth with the cape on.
I haven't even saw that.
Let me see if I could pull it up real quick. Real quick, it's Prime One Wonder Woman. Yeah, it's yeah, right here.
Oh, oh, I have saw that. She's like from
Yeah.
Injustice, right? Or well, she kind of looks like
She looks like it, but she's technically not from a video game. But even this one, people have this one on order. But I mean, look, she's clean too. There's a couple like indentations on her armor, but it's not from war or nothing. It's straight clean. So what's really the difference? You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
this was the one I was about to get in one third.
I guess people figure like at least with them little indentations, it look like maybe somebody at least threw something at her and they kind of hit her armor or something. Because that other one is just like a straight up Mortal Kombat flawless victory.
Yeah,
Like her hair didn't even get out of place on the other one. Like
you see the detail?
man, I think that detail is off the chain. To be honest, man,
Crazy.
that, like that's a beautiful portrait, man. That is like even down to the eyes, the the lip man, they did it. They did it with
Yeah,
that,
yeah, hands down.
sure. Like,
Shout
okay,
out Prime One.
I got to do a part two. One last thing, like you asked me what character, what I like to see in a statue, and I'm thinking about it. Seeing Wonder Woman, I would like to see a Nubia. It'll never happen, probably. Which is her, her twin sister. She had a black twin sister named Nubia, and then eventually she had like a twin brother too, or something like that. But I have a lot of Nubia comics, and they're pretty good, and I think that would be dope to see in statue form. But I don't think it'll ever happen unless it's a custom out there.
Um, not that I can think of. Not that I can think of. Yeah, not that I can think of.
That's
Yeah,
dope.
man. So I mean, those are the two Wonder Woman that I have actually like looked at myself. I really like the Tweeterhead version. Like I said, both of them was clean. So like, you
That
know what I'm
portrait,
saying?
that Crown One version, man, that portrait was just like out of this world. It was out of this world.
Yeah, that portrait was definitely out of the world. I'm gonna see if I could just show this last one real quick.
That
We'll just show
portrait,
this
you know,
last one real quick. So this Wonder Woman versus Hydra, right? And
man.
even if y'all look at this one here, my bad. For some reason, this stuff is going slow today, man. Um, even if you when it pulls up, she clean too. She ain't got no scrapes on her, people.
But here she's drawing back, so it's like the battle is just about to begin. So like Hydra about to strike her, she about to strike. With the one who's
Yeah,
standing on Ares, it looked like the battle is over, and she done just defeated him without
are,
any.
are you sure the battle is over? Because even if like you know how sometimes a warrior will be standing on top of a mountain or something, and they're like, they like their troops about to start coming. I mean, it's also could be maybe like that. I don't know. I'm just exaggerating, but like, bro, she's clean. Hold on, she's clean. She ain't got no marks on her.
Yeah, it just looked like you
She ain't got no marks on her.
see how Hydra's salivating at the mouth. It looks like she's just getting ready to strike, and then she's drawing the sword back like she's about to defend herself. So this kind of looks like a right getting to the battle kind of pose.
Yeah,
So she ain't, she hasn't gotten her damage yet because she's still salivating at the mouth. Like, all right, I'm about to tear Diana up, and
yeah,
Diana like, all right, I'm about to hit her. So it kind of look like they're going to the war, or they're just getting started. Man, I'm
yeah.
looking.
No doubt, no doubt, man, no doubt. Yeah, I mean, I just wanted to show that real quick, man, because I'm just like, man, I gotta ask about this Wonder Woman here just to see, just to get another opinion, another perspective, man.
That Prime One, man, she ready for an OnlyFans page. That was dope.
No, this is too clean. She chopped off the head. They've been fighting. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I think all of them look clean, but I definitely get what you guys are saying about. I think that's blood on the Hydra. Yeah, the Hydra does have blood and scrapes on them. That Hydra Wonder Woman is dope as hell, but I still need a museum pose One Third Wonder Woman that fits a Justice League comic line. I could definitely see that. And I think, I don't know, like, damn, bro, that tweeter head looking nice to me. It's looking nice to me. It's looking real nice to me,
They're
man.
all nice, without a doubt. They're all nice. All
Yeah. Do you think if I were to get the tweeter head, it would be the wrong choice? It would be a bad pickup, I should say.
I think you'll like if you ever decided to resell, you'll definitely get your money back and probably then some. So it's an investment. But I always tell people like that's the one that's calling you. Where if it's like you wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, or you watching a late movie and you like let me scroll through my through my tablet before I go to bed and see what statue. If you go back to that statue several times throughout the day, it's calling you. That's the one you should get because it's kind of about your personal preference of what you want in your collection. And as long as you know you're gonna get your money back if you decide to sell it, and it's Wonder Woman, you're gonna get your money back. I say go with the piece that's constantly calling you.
Yeah, no doubt, man. So last two comments here is Aiden says, "Get the Twitter head cash," and then Keisa says, "Piggy, you getting that new sideshow Storm?"
Absolutely. She on PO. I want it. I don't think she's as good as the XM one, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then also, will you be getting the Jon Stewart in 1/4 by Tweeterhead if they make it from 1/6 to 1/4?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Johnson
okay.
will do those Wolverines and like Spider-Man. That's how I am with Johnson.
And you know something else about the Wonder Woman? The art director who did Hawk Girl and a couple other characters. I can't remember the other characters. Hawk Girl, Black Widow, Hawk Girl, Black Widow, and some other characters. He also is the one who's doing the Wonder Woman by Tweeterhead. And if you've seen Hawk Girl on Sideshow,
Man, that
yeah,
girl is off the chain.
yeah,
Like if she kind of would fit in my theme or whatever, I would get that without a doubt. That Hawk Girl is dope.
yeah, no doubt, man, no doubt. So that's literally what I was pretty much thinking, and it looks good to me, man. But so I'm gonna definitely think about it, sleep on it, you know what I'm saying, and see if I can make it happen. But um,
Oh,
hey, it definitely is because I've been looking at it once when they had the sideshow. I think it was New York Con, and they had showed it unpainted along with the Flash, and I was just like, "Oh yeah, that's looking nice. It's looking nice." And I was looking at it ever since back then. So that's almost a year at this point. So yeah, man. But I want to say I appreciate you coming. Episode 21, Piggy's Picks. I appreciate you coming, man. Hey, man, if there's ever anybody else you could certainly suggest to come on the Cashing Out show, I definitely would appreciate that too. Again, everybody, remember to like, share, comment, subscribe. Hashtag Cashing Out, man. Hashtag Zodiac Gang. Do something in the chats is all good. And most importantly, remember, I'm looking for the Sideshow Collectibles exclusive Green Arrow. I appreciate y'all. Any last words, Piggy? Can you tell us what's coming to the channel next?
man, I appreciate y'all having me on. Thanks a lot, Cash. Thanks a lot to your community here. Thanks for welcoming me, making me a part of the Cash gang, the Zodiac gang. My next couple of things, I'm still going to be doing some statue reviews. We're going to be talking about the Red Sun characters, but mostly we're going to kind of be doing like some character history. So we're going to be talking about Professor X, Magneto, Blue Marvel, a couple of different characters, and kind of delving into maybe some people that these characters were based on and some just history of what was in the mind of the creators and the history behind the concept of the characters. So that'll be coming in maybe a separate playlist from the statue reviews, just to kind of get some conversation and dialogue going in the community.
Okay, cool, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, cool. Definitely, man. I appreciate that, man. You guys stay easy, and we will be back next week with a special guest. A lot of people can't say the guest's name. Y'all know who he is. He's in the chat sometimes on a different time zone. That's all I'll say. He's going to be very interesting. He has one of the bigger pieces out there as a clue. You guys might be able to figure it out. But hey, man, cash out, baby.
Put some cash in your life. Put some cash in your life. If your cash ain't right, if your cash ain't right.